Now we get to see Aykin on somebody facing Aykin, is that right? Okay, let's see how this one is. It's Aykin is British, and he's facing some Chinese fellow playing as the Russians. This is always a fun one to watch, honestly, because this gives me memories back to seeing people on House of the Train Post, I think, playing the Brits against Russians, and it's always an interesting one, because it really tests the British player to see how overall consistent they are with their build. Because if they're not that smart with the way the British work, then the Russia can really take advantage of them and really pressure them deep. Just sort of, well, wait a second. What's the best example that I can give you? Probably the JulianK versus Moon best out of 1 game that we saw a few weeks ago in the stream, right? For this tournament. Basically, what ended up happening was Moon went for a pretty greedy setup with his mana boom. And what JulianK did, he managed to time his Streletsys and Cossacks so good and add some recruits in that he was able to keep his troops under the town center as he sieged, effectively preventing Moon from even using any of those villagers at all to begin with. That was a pretty good tactic, I think, that really served him pretty well there. Because what ended up happening eventually is it starved out Moon so much that he couldn't train any more troops and they just gave up. So let's see if that ends up happening here between Aykin and what's his name? Triming Tuvahana. Yep. So what does the British deck look like? Tourney normal. So you got 3 vills, you got your town militia, you got your rum distillery. These are all your cards over here. You got your 3 crates, longbow, musket, 4 villagers. And then in H3 you got 8 vills, 10 longbows, 2 muskets, hussar, and falconet. What else? Yeoman, you got Yeoman, you got all your musket cards, you got all the cavalry except for the attack. Pretty solid, I mean, should do pretty good here. If it does go late game, at least you got sustainable agriculture and rum distillery. Yeah, that's a good include. How about Russia, though? Russia's got really everything they need. For Russia, all you really necessarily need is your 2 Cossacks, your unstoppable Streletsy card, not just Streletsy, unstoppable Streletsy, and then you got the crates here, and then you got spies. This is pretty good because it benefits all your cavalry, and this benefits all of your infantry. Yep. And then in H3, you got your falconets, got Manchu. You even have the Fanar, so you got some boyars there. You don't have your serve reforms, though. Yeah, so you can't just turn your unstoppable Streletsys into unstoppable recruit skis. Yeah. Not an unstoppable Streletsy anymore. It's an unstoppable recruit ski. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to age up a Core Master, right? Core Master 4 in wood. Brits go up with the Governor. Hello, Governor. 200 gold and a tower. Will be good for musketeer production because trust me, when you're dealing with the Russia, as long as this Russia knows what he's doing, he's going to be pressing you pretty hard here. He's going to make you run for your money. Absolutely, man. So we'll see how that ends up going. Yeah. Hurting the hunt. This is likely around the area where the blockhouse is going to go somewhere. Let me see where it's going to go. Right in the spot. Okay, that's good. Right there should go pretty good. And what you're going to basically do is you're going to pressure the Brit as much as you can with unstoppable Streletsys and recruits. And then utilizing those Cossack shipments as sort of like a buffer support to use against the skirmishers, basically. That being the longbowmen that the Brits get. Some barracks over here. Tower going up in that spot. How many manor houses is Brits on? He's currently on 3. Yep, so what you do is Brits, you go 700 wood first, followed by 600 wood. So you eventually have so much wood in your stockpile that you can get like 7, 8 or so manor houses, and that's like plus 7 to 8 vills, because every manor house you build gives you a free vill, so that's good. Yeah, and those crates are especially necessary since the base cost of a manor house is about 140. Which is 40 more wood than the standard house, so yeah, basically the whole added villager thing makes the house a little bit more expensive than it normally is for balance purposes. Alright, so blockhouse is right here. What will Russia start with? So Russia will start recruit and ship Cossacks. Okay, so starting with recruits. That's pretty good. Now, make sure you obviously get enough of these soldiers, because if you don't, it could end pretty badly. Yeah. Going for a secondary blockhouse over here, I see. Okay, sounds alright. Now, what is he going to do for defending that position? Because it looks like he has some recruits, he has some Cossacks, but looks very basic at the moment. Like, I don't see any substantial army that would keep the Brits at bay besides the range attacks on those blockhouses, perhaps. I see Aykin is already at about 8 or so muskets, it looks like. He's got 10 of them. He's got a full stack. Yep, but now he's going to train more muskets. He's also shipping in 6 of them from the home city, so he is getting a pretty good nifty batch of them. Wow, denying him the 320 XP treasure. Look at that. The little bear, the poor little bear, the poor little crony bear on there on the ground going, Dad, you really injured him. It's not good. Don't do that to a crony bear. It's unfortunate. I'm honestly surprised he saved Gangsa till later. Didn't get that first. Because here's the thing. If you get Gangsa earlier with Brits, then you can get more manor houses and thus get your Vil boom with the manor boom going really well there, yeah. Going to keep resuming musket as Brits usually do, whereas the Russians added more recruits and sending in the 700 wood. Alright, so basically that can get you some population spaces you need. Maybe get some unstoppable Streletsies into that mix. Or could just be to add a stable too. But we'll see. Here comes unstoppable Streletsy. 13 unstoppable Streletsies. Very nice. Why? Oh, what happened there? He paused like in place there. What was that? I don't know, but it cost him the Cossack, unfortunately. Okay, so Brits are moving on the northern blockhouse. Russia's going to have to take a quick U-turn and go right after him. See if he can save that thing there, basically. Unstoppable Streletsy will have to be really unstoppable there with his range multipliers against these muskets. Cossacks and recruits are going to have to back up, though, and get these Hussars away. Let's see if he can do it, yeah. There's unstoppable Streletsy shipment coming in, and train some recruits rather. Oh boy, Hussar's up near the Vills. Ah, man, that's annoying. Look at that, he's gonna lose Vills now. More of them. Wow, crazy. Oh boy. Yep, this isn't good. Not good at all. Now Brits are going Musket Hussar. This is usually peak Brits right here in H2. Going Musket Hussar. Musketeer for like the backbone mass army, and then Hussars for just running around, raiding, ruining everything they can. Yeah, it's a pretty good duo. So Aykin did get his longbowman shipping out, so he does have a few archers mixed in as well, for the recruits in particular.
Commandment.
Good demonstration of how to counter Russians with the British, honestly, because now he's on his houses and he has to resign. Beautiful, beautiful. Aykin was able to basically be very on his feet as far as getting his vills out, getting his barracks, and pushing his opponent. He had to rush him right out of the gate and just really press him really good there, so that was good, really good. Very good, actually. So, let's see what else we got here for